DreAllDay.com.
Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Talk about a current event that I saw just happen today. Was this woman who is running in the Olympics, or she was. Her name is Sha'Carri Richardson, black woman. I believe she said she was 21. She's a sprinter and doing pretty well. She was looking to probably, maybe, medal in the Olympics coming up. Maybe by the time you see this, the Olympics are already happening. I think it'll come up before this, but anyway, she turned in a positive marijuana test, and she got retroactively banned from the date of her test for 30 days for testing positive for marijuana, because this is the rules. This is the rules of the governing bodies that do the testing for the Olympics, is that if you test positive for marijuana or a drug that's in marijuana, however they word it, you are out for 30 days. Now is a whole social media conversation. Who knows if this is the real conversation, but social media conversation over whether it's fair or there even should be a marijuana rule around international sports competition. Because in the state of Oregon, where Sha'Carri Richardson smoked the weed marijuana is legal. So it's not like she was breaking a law or anything like that. And it has been established from what I've read that marijuana is not looked at as a performance-enhancing drug. So it's not looked at as like a steroid or anything like that. But she is going to be out for 30 days, and then she'll miss. The way it's set up is that she'll miss, the events that she is, majoring in. She might get a chance to be on the team for the relay, the 4x100 relay. But based on if her suspension is upheld, and we'll get to that in a second, the only event she could possibly be in is if she's chosen as one of the 6 possible team members for the 4x100 sprint for the women. Now, here's the thing. Conversation has been, all right, well, maybe there don't need to be a marijuana rule. People are saying things like, well, look, they don't ban Oreos or fried chicken. Why do they care about marijuana? It's not a PED. It's not helping anybody perform. It's not an illegal substance, even in the state where she took it. Why does it even matter? Why are they even making laws about things like this? And thing is, here's where I see this, because it's 2 different ways of looking at it. I'm gonna tell you, there's the objective way, and then there's the social justice way. So we'll just call it that, because that's really what it is. The objective way is this: I don't smoke weed personally, but if I was a weed smoker and I'm playing a sport and I know that the rule in my sport is you can't smoke weed, even if I think the rule is wrong, I know, even if I think the rule is wrong, that's my belief. If I know that smoking weed and getting caught smoking weed is going to get me suspended, then I got to make the decision. I got to have the discipline to not smoke weed. Why? Because smoking weed is going to get me suspended, and then I can't do my thing, which is play my sport and show my game and make the money that I make. So, and here's the thing, Sha'Carri Richardson she didn't come out and say, well, the rule was wrong, I should be allowed to smoke weed. She didn't say that. I saw her on, it was a little clip, she was on some show, like Good Morning America, one of those shows, Today Show, something like that. And she took responsibility for it. She said, I shouldn't have did that. It was just, I smoked weed to cope with, there was a death in my family, and I was thinking about that, and I smoked the weed to help cope with it because I was feeling some things emotionally, but that was a bad decision, and, now I got to live with that. But I'm young enough that I'll get to compete in another Olympics and maybe win at the next Olympics. That's what she said. But a lot of her, people are advocating on her behalf. I'm not even gonna call them supporters, because it ain't really about her. It's really about, just people just wanting to look woke and, like they're all about social justice. It has nothing to do with her personally. They don't really give a fuck. But anyway, different conversation. Maybe this conversation. People are saying, well, all she did was smoke weed, so she should be allowed to compete in the Olympics anyway. So the first way of looking at this is, look, you knew what the rules were. You broke the rules. Period. All right, even if you think the rule is stupid. Listen, I've been in places, when I was in college, for example, my basketball coach would say, look, every player on the basketball team, you got to go to every class that you're scheduled to be in, and you got to sit in the front row or the first 3 rows of every classroom. So if you walk past your classroom and you're not in class, then you're going to get some kind of penalty. Or if we walk past the class and you're in class but you're sitting in the back, you're going to get a penalty because you're not doing what we told you to do. That was the rule. Now, do I think that rule is necessary? Maybe, maybe not. But does it matter what I think? Not really, because I'm not the one who made the rule. Now, do I understand the rule? The answer is yes. So guess what I did? I went to every class and I sat in the first 3 rows, because that's what the coach told me to do. That was the rule, and I knew following the rule would keep me from getting penalized, which means I could go play basketball. It's what I really wanted to do. So even if I hated the rule, listen, I could argue against the rule, fight against the rule. I could try to, talk to the coach and try to change the rule. But if the rule is in place and I break the rule, then I know that there's going to be repercussions for breaking the rule, period. That's just the way that it works. That's the way the world works. It's the way everything works. Now, here's the other side of that argument. And I'm going to tell you why the other side even exists. The other side of the argument is, well, it's a dumb rule. The rule doesn't make sense. So we should just get rid of the rule because it's penalizing people who are not even doing anything that's nefarious or even that bad. Now, let me tell you why this argument is even coming up. The only reason this argument is coming up is because the person being affected by the rule right now in the world that we're in now is a black female. That's it. Had this person been a white male, let's say a white male had gotten caught smoking weed and then he got suspended, it would have been a little footnote. I probably wouldn't know about it. You wouldn't know about it, and nobody would give a damn. Why? Because it happened to a white man. Nobody needs to step up and speak up for and defend and advocate for a white man. But because it's a black female rather, is being affected, everybody wants to come and put on their Superman cape and be Captain Save a Negro because something happened to a black person. And again, the black person took responsibility. So it's not like she's saying it was wrong. Everybody else is speaking up on her behalf because they feel like they need to for a black person. There's black people doing it and there's white people doing it. And again, the only reason is because it's a black female. There was a story, it was about a month ago. There was a woman who runs, I don't know what event she does, but it was a female was going to be in the Olympics. And I forget, maybe she was like a distance runner or something like that, but she was white. And she tested positive for some type of steroid. And she said her alibi was that she ate some beef from like a food truck or something like that. And then people started digging into it, or no, she didn't go to the food truck, or she didn't order meat at the food truck, or whatever it was supposed to be. But hers was for a PED. So she got suspended, and I believe that suspension got upheld. The last I heard of it, I believe the suspension got upheld. But the thing is, when it happened to the white girl, there was nobody putting on their Captain Save a White Girl cape to try to help her out from her situation, even though it was a little bit different because she tested positive for a PED. But with this black woman smoking weed, everybody feels they need to come in and cape up for her. And here's the thing that I say about it, aside from what I've already said, on top of what I've already said, is number one, we know the rules. And number two, the only reason any of these people is speaking up is because of a black female. It's not about Sha'Carri Richardson personally. Sha'Carri Richardson, if you're watching this, listen. All these people speaking up on your behalf, I know you're probably thankful and appreciative of the support, but none of these people give a fuck about you. All they care about is showing their wokeness and virtue signaling through the internet and showing everybody how much they want to step up and help black people. All right, and this is any chance they get to do it, they're going to do it. Y'all see this on the internet all day, every day. This is what these people do. They just look for opportunities to show how woke they are, to show their virtue signal. That's all this is really about. It ain't really got nothing to do with you personally, Sha'Carri. They don't care about you. They're just using you as a token. Tomorrow is going to be somebody else. All right. Next time something happens to a black person, they're going to forget about you and move on to caping up and supporting, quote unquote, supporting somebody else. So all that being said, that's how I see it. I mean, there's only two sides to this, the way that you can look at it, and everybody who's watching this should probably see it one way or another. Maybe you don't even know about it, but I just told you the whole situation. You tell me what you think, and you can leave it in. You already probably left it in the comments before I even said this. So all that said, if you haven't gotten your free copy yet of this book, it's hard to see that. This book, which is my new book called The Third Day, is coming out on August 3rd, aka The Third Day. It's this decision that separates the pros from the amateurs. You can get this book for free. It's on pre-order right now. You can pre-order it by going to thirddaybook.com. The link is down below in the video description. Thirddaybook.com. The book's free. All you're going to do is cover the shipping. What is this book about? It's about you making the decision to show up and deliver and perform at your highest possible level, even when you least feel like it. That's what makes you a pro, because being a pro is not about talent. It's about consistency. You need to have talent, but it's about consistency to be a pro. That's what this book is about. That's the discipline. That's the mental toughness. Work on your game. Thirddaybook.com. Dre, all